Now let us begin with pharynx, which you commonly call as throat. Pharynx is a common organ for passage of air and food, as food pipe or windpipe, they cross each other in this region, right. So pharynx, which is commonly known as throat, it is actually a 10 to 14 centimeter long vertical canal which is behind the buccal cavity or the oral cavity. What is pharynx? It's a 10 to 14 centimeter long vertical canal which is behind the buccal cavity. So it is behind the buccal cavity, which you also call as what? Oral cavity. And what is the function of pharynx? You can say that it's a common organ for passage of air and food, as food pipe or windpipe, they cross each other in this region. Now pharynx is divided into three parts, that is nasopharynx, oropharynx and laryngopharynx. Nasopharynx is the nasal portion, so it is the uppermost part of the pharynx which lies above the soft palate. Oropharynx forms the oral portion. It's the middle part of the pharynx that extends from soft palate to upper border of epiglottis. Then laryngopharynx, you can say it's a laryngeal portion of the pharynx. It extends from the lower part that lies below the upper edge of the epiglottis. So the pharynx is divided into these three parts. As you can see in this image, behind the nasal cavity we have this nasopharynx, that is why the name is nasopharynx. Then we have oropharynx, right. Now this oropharynx actually forms, or you can say it is actually going to form the common passage of air and food. Why? Because food pipe and windpipe, they are going to cross each other in this region. So at this oropharynx region or the middle part of the pharynx, the food pipe or the windpipe, they are going to cross each other. So oropharynx is the region where the food pipe or the windpipe, they will cross each other. Then we have laryngopharynx. Now laryngopharynx, as you have read, it's a lower part of the pharynx that lies below the upper edge of epiglottis, right. So the lower part that lies below the upper edge of epiglottis. Now if we talk about pharynx as a whole, I'll just show you the next image. This is the nasal cavity, right. Behind this nasal cavity we have what? We have the nasopharynx region, the upper part of the pharynx. Then we have oropharynx. Oropharynx is that region, you can see, where this oral cavity and the nasal cavity, they form a common passage, right. So at this region, the middle part of the pharynx, that we call as oropharynx, the nasal cavity and the oral cavity, they form a common passage. Then we have hypopharynx, which we also call as laryngopharynx. Now at this laryngopharynx, we have, you can say, at the anterior portion, right, we have what? Trachea, that is a windpipe, we also call it glottis. Then at the posterior portion we have esophagus, that is food pipe, which we also call as gullet. Now what happens? Now when we are going to swallow food, so that the food does not enters the trachea or the windpipe, there is one flap like covering which we call as epiglottis. Now epiglottis covers the windpipe or the trachea so that the food does not enter this windpipe or the trachea, right. So let us draw this diagram over here so that it's easily understood, and you can draw this image in your notebooks when you're going to see this video. So just start with me, take your notebooks and a pencil and start to draw this. Well, this is how roughly I am going to draw the pharynx, right. So this is the diagrammatic representation of the pharynx, as we can see. Well, here we have the nasal cavity, right. So let's see how we are going to draw this. Well, if this is the nasal cavity, This is the nasal cavity. So behind this nasal cavity, we are going to have which part of the pharynx? That is nasopharynx. So we'll have the nasopharynx over here, right? This is going to be the nasopharynx. So behind the nasal cavity, behind this nasal cavity, we have which part of pharynx? That is nasopharynx. Just label this nasopharynx, alright. Then at this nasopharynx, remember, we have the openings for eustachian tube. We have the openings for eustachian tube. This is how we can just mention. So we have what? We have eustachian tube. Now eustachian tube is actually the auditory tube which is going to connect this nasopharynx region with the middle ear. It's going to connect the nasopharynx region with the middle ear. So when you will actually study the diagrammatic representation of ear, the middle ear is actually leading to a eustachian tube. So that eustachian tube is actually connected to here. You can see this nasopharynx and the eustachian tube here. With this eustachian tube opening, we have tubal tonsils. I'll tell you what are these tonsils, but we have here tubal tonsils, right? Then the middle part of the pharynx we call as oropharynx. We call it as oropharynx, right? This is the middle portion of the pharynx, you can say. Then we have the laryngeal portion of the pharynx, that is laryngopharynx. That is here. We have laryngopharynx. Please try to practice it with me so that you have a fair idea about the structure or the parts of the pharynx, right? It's very important. So we have laryngopharynx right over here. So what happens at this laryngopharynx? We have the anterior portion, that is actually your trachea. The anterior portion is what? It is actually trachea, or you can say it is the windpipe. Trachea or the windpipe. Then the posterior portion is actually what? It is the food pipe, or you can also call it as esophagus. And one other name for this opening, for this tracheal opening, that is actually the glottis. We call it as glottis. And the opening for this food pipe, we call it as gullet. It's known as gullet, right? And here at the opening, we have a structure, this flap-like structure, which is known as epiglottis. It is known as epiglottis. Okay, so just try to understand the structure of the pharynx once more. Well, I told you that pharynx has three parts, that is nasopharynx, right, oropharynx and hypopharynx, or you can say the laryngopharynx. Now when we have drawn this, behind the nasal cavity we have which part of the pharynx? That is the nasopharynx. And in the nasopharynx we have the openings for eustachian tube. This eustachian tube is actually the auditory tube that is going to connect the nasopharynx. It's going to end into the middle ear part. So it is going to connect the nasopharynx with the middle ear. Then with this eustachian tube we have tubal tonsil. Okay, we have tubal tonsil. Then we have the oropharynx region, and then we have the laryngopharynx region, which starts with this epiglottis. So at this epiglottis, what is going to happen? At the laryngopharynx region, say we have two openings. One opening is the glottis and the other opening is the gullet. Now glottis is leading to what? Trachea, or you can say the windpipe, and gullet is leading to the esophagus or the food pipe. Now at this glottis region we have a flap-like structure that is known as epiglottis. Now what happens when you are going to swallow food? For example, I'll just mention over here for a clear understanding. When you are going to swallow food, what is going to happen? The food is actually going to enter this region. So when it is going to enter this, I told you that it is oropharynx is a common passage for food and air to come. If this food is going to enter to this windpipe, this can lead to suffocation because it will lead to blockage here. So air will not be able to pass properly. So it can lead to choking. But due to this epiglottis, this flap-like structure, what happens? This epiglottis prevents the food entering into the windpipe so that it can directly enter into what? It can directly enter into the food pipe. So the food will not enter into the trachea or the windpipe. Why? Because of this flap-like structure, this covering which is known as epiglottis, right? And then because of this only, the food is going to enter into the esophagus or the food pipe or the gullet. Right. So I hope that this structure till here is clear to you all. Next we are going to move to the tonsil. Now when we talk about tonsils, we have lymphatic tissues that are arranged in the form of this ring that we call as Waldear's ring. The arrangement of these tonsils, or you can say the lymphatic tissues in the form of this ring, is known as Waldear's ring. So how will you define what is Waldear's ring? An interrupted circle of protective lymphoid tissue at the upper ends of the respiratory and the alimentary tracts. So it's an interrupted circle of protective lymphoid tissue at the upper ends of the respiratory and alimentary tracts. Now what is the function of these tonsils? These tonsils help prevent infections. How they help prevent infections? Because they are going to produce lymphocytes and immunoglobulin A. They form an important part of your immune system, immunoglobulin A. So these tonsils help prevent infections because they form an important part of the lymphatic system. They are going to produce lymphocytes and immunoglobulin A, which helps to fight infections. So this is the function of the tonsils, remember. So as you can see, let's name the tonsils. We have over here the pharyngeal tonsil, right. Now these pharyngeal tonsil are at the you can say pharynx, this nasopharynx part, right. So this pharyngeal tonsils, when they become enlarged in children, they are known as adenoid. This pharyngeal tonsil is known as what? Adenoid when it becomes enlarged. And what does it causes? It actually causes difficulty in breathing. When the pharyngeal tonsil becomes enlarged, it is known as adenoid and it causes difficulty in breathing. Then we have the tubal tonsil. I told you the tubal tonsil is in the region of this nasopharynx with the eustachian tube, right. So this is the tubal tonsil. So we have tubal tonsils, and then we have the palatine tonsils on the either side of oropharynx, and we have the lingual tonsil also under mucosa of posterior third of tongue. So this is how the tonsils are arranged, forming what? They form this Waldear's ring. This is arrangement and they form this Waldear ring. So we have the pharyngeal tonsil, tubal tonsil, palatine tonsil and the lingual tonsil. These are type of tonsils based on the region where they are actually located. So in the upper midline in nasopharynx, we have the pharyngeal tonsil. This is the upper midline. Then we have tubal tonsil around openings of auditory tube. Auditory tube is which tube? The eustachian tube is known as the auditory tube that is going to connect to the middle ear. Then we have the palatine tonsil which is on the either side of oropharynx, and we have the lingual tonsil under mucosa of posterior third of the tongue. So just need to remember the actually arrangement of these tonsils is known as Waldear's ring. So I hope that pharynx, which is a common organ for passage of air and food, is very clear to you now.